Hi, welcome to Buffzone. My name's Kyle Ringo. This is Ryan Thorburn. We're sponsored by Liquor Mart again this year, home for all your tailgating needs. That starts this week with the showdown with the in-state rivals, Colorado State. Ryan, why are we playing this game?
Why are we playing this game in Denver, I think, is the question. It's interesting because Colorado and Colorado State is really the only rivalry game, quote-unquote, where a BCS team plays a non-BCS team every year on a neutral field. And that's a pretty good deal for Colorado State. As usual, CU has everything to lose and not a lot to gain in this matchup. Both teams need to get off to good starts and put low preseason expectations behind them. And we don't really know what to expect from either team. So if nothing else, it's interesting from that standpoint that there are so many unknowns in this game. You
wrote a column earlier in the week about this game and those stats and facts, and you found it funny or at least interesting that in a story I wrote, CSU Athletic Director Jack Graham was quoted as saying he wants sort of equal treatment in the future if this game ever moves back to campus sites, which I think it will sooner rather than later. He wants the game to be home and home every year, switching from Fort Collins to Boulder, and it hasn't been that way in the past because Colorado, has a bigger stadium, a more prestigious conference. Do you disagree or agree with Jack Graham?
Well, I used to hate the BCS and was a proponent for the little guy, but I mean the ship has sailed. Now we have 5 major conferences that have these TV deals that are paying these teams $20 million plus a year, and then you have the conferences that don't have that, like the Mountain West. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but moving forward, I just don't see how $20 million versus $1.5 million year after year after year is going to be able to have teams competing with each other. I think ultimately you're going to have power conferences and then a different level of football. And sadly, so I see this rivalry kind of going by the wayside eventually.
All right, so we go into Saturday's game, and there's a lot of unknowns on both sides. I think maybe a little bit more unknown on Colorado's side simply because practices haven't been open in the spring or the fall, and there's so many new guys on the team. But there are some unknowns from the Colorado State perspective too, obviously, with a new coaching staff up there. What are your expectations for this game?
Well, I think Jordan Webb actually gives CU a little bit of an advantage. I know a lot of fans weren't too thrilled that he was named the quarterback given his 4-15 record at KU and his height and all that, but he is an experienced guy. Garrett Grayson on the other side is not experienced. He played sparingly at the end of the season last year with mixed results. So I think quarterback edge, you go with CU. Running game edge, you go Colorado State. Talent, I give it to CU. Coaching, that'll be a fun part. John Embry has his staff back. It's his second year. McElwain has the swagger from coming from Alabama. I see it as being a very close game, and I see CU pulling out a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I see CU winning this game, and I think I'm expecting some curveballs to be thrown here. I don't think that we're necessarily going to see Colorado State just stick with the running game that much, and if CU gets ahead, they may not have a choice. But I definitely expect some curveballs to be thrown by John Embry and his staff. I think there are reasons why Colorado has decided to close practices, and I don't buy the fact that it's just a new quarterback and so many young players on the roster and wanting to protect those guys. I think they have some wrinkles up their sleeve that they're probably going to unleash in these first few games. We might not see all of it against Colorado State. I'm sure if they somehow get up to a big lead, they'd probably protect some of that. But I do think we'll see a little bit different brand of football, different look from the Buffs in some regard. I'm not sure what it'll be, though.
So we'll see you next week when either the sky will be falling or the Buffs will be on track for that bowl.
That's right. That's how it works.